In the intensity of World War II, leadership was often tested in ways few could imagine. Decisions had to be made quickly, under pressure, with consequences that reached far beyond the moment. But what happens when even a seasoned commander reaches a breaking point? In one moment, known for tension and controversy, George S. Patton reacted in a way that would spark discussion far beyond the battlefield. What followed wasn't just about discipline, it was about leadership, responsibility, and how a single moment can change everything. Before we continue, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and support our history community. And don't forget to comment. By 1943, Allied forces were deeply engaged in campaigns across Europe. Conditions were demanding, and the pressure on commanders was constant. Every decision carried weight, not only for strategy, but for the lives of those involved. General Patton was known for his strong personality and strict expectations. He believed in discipline, speed, and decisive action. Under his command, units were expected to perform at their highest level, even under extreme conditions. But war was not only a physical challenge, it was psychological. Soldiers faced exhaustion, uncertainty, and stress on a daily basis. Not every struggle was visible. Not every challenge could be measured in simple terms. And sometimes, those unseen pressures created moments that tested both soldiers and their leaders. One such moment would soon unfold, unexpected, intense, and impossible to ignore. During the Allied campaign in Sicily in 1943, the pressure of World War II was felt not only on the front lines, but also in the places where soldiers were sent to recover. Field hospitals were filled with men dealing with visible injuries and others struggling with exhaustion and stress. It was in one of these hospitals that George S. Patton made a visit. He moved through the rows, speaking to soldiers, observing their condition. For many, this was a moment of recognition from a senior commander. Then he stopped. In front of him was a soldier who showed no visible physical wounds. The soldier appeared shaken, overwhelmed, affected by the mental strain of combat. Today, we might understand this as the psychological toll of war. But in that moment, perceptions were different. Patton questioned him. The exchange grew tense. What followed became one of the most discussed incidents of his career. His reaction reflected the immense pressure he carried. But it also raised questions about leadership and understanding during wartime. Those nearby witnessed the moment in silence, because it wasn't just an interaction. It was a moment that would carry consequences far beyond that room. The incident in the hospital during World War II did not remain private for long. Reports began to circulate through the chain of command. And what happened during George S. Patton's visit quickly drew attention from senior leadership. At first, it was discussed quietly, then more formally. The situation raised difficult questions about discipline, leadership, and how to respond to the invisible effects of war. While Patton was known for his strict standards, this moment highlighted a different side of the conflict, the psychological strain soldiers carried. Higher command reviewed the incident carefully. They understood the pressures Patton faced, but they also recognized the importance of maintaining trust and morale among troops. As a result, action was taken. Patton was required to address what had happened, not through punishment alone, but through accountability. He visited units and spoke directly to soldiers, acknowledging the situation. These moments were not easy. They reflected the weight of leadership, not just in giving orders, but in recognizing when something needed to be addressed. For many, this became a turning point. It showed that even in war, leadership was not only about strength, but also about responsibility. And sometimes, that responsibility meant facing the consequences of one's own actions. As World War II continued, The incident involving George S. Patton became a defining moment in how leadership under pressure was understood. It did not end his role in the war, nor did it erase his effectiveness as a commander, but it changed how his actions were viewed. It became a reminder that even the most experienced leaders are human, capable of moments shaped by stress, urgency, and emotion. For the soldiers, the impact was deeper. War was not only fought with weapons, it was also fought within the mind. The recognition of psychological strain gradually became more understood over time. What once went unnoticed began to receive attention, shaping how future conflicts approached the well-being of soldiers. Patton's story, in this moment, is not just about a single action. It is about what followed: accountability, reflection, and the ability to continue forward while carrying the lessons of the past. History often highlights victories and strategies, but it is moments like this that reveal the complexity behind leadership. Because true leadership is not only measured by success in battle, but by how one responds when things go wrong. And in that response, history finds its most important lessons.